And we are live. What's good, Josh? Your man, DL Saint. Welcome, welcome, welcome. A special Saturday edition. I really want to know podcast, man. We about to get into it, bro. We have a very special guest. You guys know who this man is. Let's bring him up right now and get right into it, man. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, live and in effect, brother JBig in the building. Yeah, man.
Oh,
And guys, we're gonna be talking some crazy shit. Ain't that right, bro?
hold on.
There
I gotta
it
get ready.
is. So you guys know what it is today.
He's now we're tuning into the right frequency.
That's right. And I got on my antennae. And yo, another tinfoil hat show, bro. Let's get into it. And we are live. What's good, y'all? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the I Really Want to Know podcast, y'all. Get some indeed. And before we get started, for you guys checking us out, man, if you're ninja watching or if you check in live, do us a favor, man. Hit that like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, man. I know times are tight, so I don't really hit people up for money except for that scrolling down there for the Cash App. But I mean, if you do want to tip and show some gratitude, man, I can sure use a couple dollars because I'm going to be changing this set around starting next year. We're going to do some stuff with the wall and put up maybe some bookshelves or something. I'm going to change it all up. I think I want to look more like the traditional YouTubers. You know what I mean? I'm going to do it. I'm going to change it up, man. So, JBig, man, what's going on, bro?
Doing good, man. Doing good. How are you? Happy to be talking about some tinfoil hat theories.
Yeah, we're about to get into it. Doing all right, man. Doing all right, bro. Having some fun, chilling, you know, just finishing up the year, trying to finish the year above water. You know what that's like, bro. And, you know, just really, you know what? I'm just enjoying watching my daughter become a young human. Just she's becoming a young adult. I'm just enjoying that. Like she's got some sort of band competition today. And, you know, I always leave it up to her. Like, what time you want me to wake you up? She's like, can you wake me up at 5? Like 5 a.m. It's like it's almost midnight now. She's like, yes. Like, okay. So I got her up.
16?
Yep, she'll be 17 in January.
Yeah.
So she's gotten so mature, bro. Like she's doing her thing. She hit me with, you know, she wants to get her Leatherman jacket and she wants to get her class ring. So she comes in and I'm on the sofa and she does one of these. She's like right here by my ear. I'm on the sofa and she's like behind the sofa. Papa, what? And then she throws down the catalog. I want a class ring and I want my jacket. I want the leather one and I want the gold ring. All right. All right. We'll make it happen. I can't deny it, bro. She's getting like all A's and B's. She got like 1 C this past
No,
quarter.
I hear you. I think the jacket's a great idea. The ring thing, well, she's a girl. I got a class ring. I don't even know where it is.
Yeah, I got an Army ring. I didn't get a class ring. I got an Army ring when I graduated basic training, and I still have it. But you know,
I'd be proud of that. That's more of an achievement than colleges or high school. But definitely than high school. Holy shit! I was joking about the college thing. They're probably about equivalent if you take the right degree or do whatever. But high school,
I mean, college is overrated. You know what I mean? For the kind of money people put into it. But I agree with you that it's needed. You want that education. You want that higher education, but you ain't got to go to Brown, Harvard, Yale, USC, or Notre Dame and spend hundreds of thousands of dollars. You can go to the city school.
College is just a bad deal. Like college isn't terrible. College just doesn't make sense for the money that you pay for it. Like when I went to school back in the medieval days, I remember I wound up at Rowan University after I was at a really expensive private school and I was doing really poorly and I didn't like it. And I chose a major that they didn't have. So I transferred to Rowan University and I remember it was literally $1,500 a semester or something because it was an in-state school and you live in state and it was made to be a cheap degree that you could afford. And now the only one they have is the like community college, basically.
I'm looking at that. I've already talked to my daughter about it a little bit. I'm like, hey, you know, when it comes to school, like what school do you want to go to? And we're just being, you know, just making up names right now. If my daughter came to me and said, hey, I want to go to the University of Miami, I would say, okay, let's split the difference. We'll go to University of Tampa, right? Like the city school here or something like that for 3 years, and then your final year will have you down in, Miami. You can graduate from there. And that's a way of saving money. You're paying 1 year tuition at the high end school, and then you're paying, like a discounted rate or whatever. And
Well,
you
not
can still
University
save.
of Tampa. You don't want to do that. That's super expensive, but I know what you're saying.
Yeah, I threw it out there because it was on my mind.
Well, UT
because
is crazy.
Yeah, bro. It must, because you look at South Florida and it's like, damn, or a community school or something. You just find some. I guess you have to find a school that accepts the colleges from the smaller institution, so you don't waste any time getting what you need for that degree.
Right. No, I agree with that.
But Brother Nice is in the building. What's good, fam? He's digging the tinfoil horns, man. He's digging the tinfoil horns, bro.
But that might be our first tinfoil topic, Don. I'll tell you what, school is a scam. I don't know how tinfoil hat that is, but I know we could find people who disagree with us vehemently. So
that's where all the lizard people are. What do you mean? All the lizard people are the professors in the colleges. If you look closely, they glitch all the time in real life. Like, why is he glitching? But no, but I think we can definitely end our conversation with that, because the tinfoil, like the conspiracy things, we're going to have a little bit of fun, but we're going to touch on some real stuff. And then, I think you're right. I think we can kind of mold that into some sort of thing. Lady Navo's in the building. What's good, sis? I got on my tinfoil antenna, girl. I got to be able to receive the messages, you know what I mean, from 3i Atlas that's out there. I got to be able to receive that. You know what I mean?
The only way we know what's going on.
Say again?
That's the only way we know what's going on, is with the antenna. Got to tune in.
Got to tune in, girl. You better get yours. Quit playing. And so we have on Bill Maher last night. So which one is that? Real time with Bill Maher. He had on this guy. We're gonna watch this trailer for a movie that just released, documentary. And the guy who did the movie was on Bill Maher last night. And it's funny that Bill Maher is even into this, like the whole UFO spacemen thing. And the mainstream media, I'm seeing it on, Fox. I'm seeing it on CNBC. I'm seeing it on local affiliates, especially with 3i Atlas. A lot of people are talking about that, man. So let's start with this age of disclosure. But before we get into that, man, how do you look at, like, the term tinfoil hat and all this conspiracy stuff, man? Where do you stand on that? As let's get into a proper light. Where do you stand on that, man?
Well, I feel like I'm a little bit of a sheep, because I think that I've evolved with the times, and maybe you have too. It used to be a term that we would use for like really kooky shit, like shit that was like really outlandish. And then people started saying that JFK was conspiracy theory. In fact, isn't the word conspiracy? Well, anyway, we could talk about that too. But the word conspiracy came up just to try and discredit people with alternate theories. Now, there is some stuff that's really wacky and out there. But the JFK thing, I started to go like, well, wait a minute. It doesn't seem like. And then they make a movie where it doesn't seem like. And you're still a conspiracy theorist. So I guess for me, tinfoil used to be very outlandish things, and nowadays tinfoil's more of a compliment. I don't know. It's not a compliment. It
kind of is.
Well, during COVID, I don't know. Somebody might have told me I was tinfoil hat guy.
Bro, there was a lot going on. And I'm with you on that. Like, there are those conspiracies out there where, it's like the giant people are out there, and then you had the stories of, the underwater cities and whatever. It's like,
ooh, did you say giant people?
The giant people are out
there. Yeah, that's
there,
a good one. We could talk about that one too.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna talk about the Anunnaki a little bit. I might be able to pull up something on them. But the thing that gets me, when you have an alternate theory about an assassination of the most powerful man on the planet, and then people want to we're gonna debunk it by saying only the crazies are looking into this. But then you look into it and it's like, well, did somebody follow this up? They did. Yeah, we have the real people followed it up. And yeah, those wounds on Kennedy was crazy, but there was one bullet that did all this stuff, this one round. Went in, came out, turned, went upside down, went into the other dude, hung out for a second in midair. It's like, hold on, man. That magic, y'all call it the magic bullet theory, and people believed it. I'm like, okay, which one of us are wearing a tinfoil hat at that point? That's when I look at it like, okay, give me a real reason why the exit wounds and the entry wounds on this man are different from where you said the shooter was sitting. Because, I might not be a smart man like Forrest Gump says, but I know how bullets work. right? So,
but then they go like, oh, but this guy said, the coroner said, and we used to be stupid for going, well, maybe the coroner did, but do you know what? Maybe the coroner was involved. I mean, you were in the military, and I'm gonna ask for your help with this because I know that there's something in the military, probably even has a term. It's this kind of need to know thing where if you literally don't need to know, you could ask all the questions you want. They'll look you dead in the face and they'll be like, you don't need to know that. And they're like, oh, okay. Like, right. It's like an agreed upon thing. If the guy's got a different rank than you, or if he's in a different spot than you and he's picking up some prisoner and you want to know what's going on with the prisoner, they're like, you don't need to know that.
Yeah, orders are orders. And that's what you're talking about is a real thing. Like the term is need to know basis. Either you're ready in or you're not. Like if rank really doesn't matter. And I'll give you an example. Like everyone's heard of Delta Force, right? You've heard of Delta Force.
Yes.
Like the U.S. Army's, really the U.S. military's most elite unit, one of them anyway.
Yes.
If you ask the Pentagon or anyone in the military about Delta Force, they will tell you Delta Force does not exist. That's what they'll tell you. If you send an email or form a request to the Pentagon asking for information on Delta Force, they will tell you Delta Force does not exist.
Interesting. Okay.
But I can show you where they train.
Yeah.
I know where they are. They're at Fort Bragg with the rest of the Hood people, right? And it's like the worst kept secret on the planet. Now, tinfoil hat stuff is like, well, we can do that. If the United States government will look at America and do movies on Delta Force and have Chuck Norris out there with dirt bikes and rockets on it and do all this stuff and then turn around officially and say, hey, they don't exist. Like, what the hell? Tinfoil hat. What else are they doing?
Well, the point that I was going to get to following that is that means that things are actually easier to hide than the general public thinks. Just when you would say, let's pretend it takes 100 or 200 or 300 people to make any given conspiracy happen. That used to be like, that would never. Are you crazy? Getting 300 people to shut their mouth about an alien body. Bro, I mean, apparently Area 51, there are what do they call it? Biologicals, biometrics, they've got biological material from aliens in Area 51. Apparently, quite a few people have said this.
Yeah, they got
one guy said he got eyes on it. I forget who he was. He was on Joe Rogan. So it just lets me know that the 100 people that work at Area 51, you could easily get them to shut their fucking mouths. This is not that hard. They're on a need to know basis. And a lot of them don't even need to know. So the people who actually see the aliens are like, there's probably 10 people, right? And everyone else is forbidden to go into this particular room. And they just know that there's shit in there and no one's going to tell them what's in there. And I don't know. It just seems more plausible nowadays, right? The more you kind of learn about how the government works, the more you can see how plausible keeping information tight amongst a couple of dozen people is plausible.
It's just too many cameras, bro. It's too many cameras and too many people want attention. So you can't really keep secrets, bro. I mean, that's just where it is. When you go back in time and you go back to the 40s, 50s and all that, those guys were a lot more tight-lipped. They had just finished stopping fascism. They saved the world. There were real secrets out there. And a lot of tinfoil hat stuff is just stuff created by the CIA or, MI6 or Mossad or whatever secret entity just to get you not to look at what's really going on. It's smoke and mirrors.
Right.
It's smoke and mirrors. So you got to keep that in mind as well.
That's what magic really is. It's sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand. Sister Joe's in the building. Joe the Geek was good, sis. Like, what it do, DL? Good to see you, sis. Thanks. Appreciate y'all jumping in. Yeah, appreciate y'all jumping in.
A lot of people jumping in. This is great.
This is cool. We got people sliding in, sliding out. YouTube don't like me, man. I'm telling you. If they would take me off the naughty list, I think we would consistently do like maybe 40 or 50 people for our shows, but they don't like me. Another conspiracy theory. So right? You talking about the shadow ban? Like
actually, yeah, that is technically a conspiracy theory because they will not talk about the shadow ban, but we all know it exists.
We all know it exists. We all know it's all craziness, y'all. It's all craziness. But yeah, and so Joe Rogan did talk to that Harvey Loeb guy, but we're gonna get to him later. Let's talk about this. We're gonna watch this trailer from this movie, and this is the guy, I forget his name, but this is the guy that was on with Bill Maher last night, and this is the trailer to his film. So let's check this out, guys.
the American people are ready to receive the truth.
Humanity is not the only intelligence in the universe.
Humanity is not the only intelligent species.
We are absolutely not alone.
Non-human intelligence exists.
UAPs are real, they're here, and they're not human. I spent 25 years as a senior official with the CIA.
I worked on highly classified UAP program.
28 years as an astrophysicist.
I served as the 4th Director of National Intelligence.
Director of Aviation Security in the National Security Council.
The one-star admiral after 32 years of service.
People that come forward with this, I feel like they've taken their life in their own hands.
I was recruited to a highly sensitive government program that investigated unidentified aerial phenomenon.
For over 16 years, on behalf of the U.S. government, I worked as a senior intelligence official on the unidentified aerial phenomenon topic.
We learned that the U.S. government was involved in a reverse engineer vehicles not made by humans.
I have seen with my own eyes non-human craft and non-human beings.
So look at this thing. It's rotating. There's a whole fleet of them.
The first country that cracks the code on this technology will be the leader for years to come.
China has established its own version of a UAP task force.
You think for a second that they wouldn't consider using it to achieve their ends of domination?
This is similar to the Manhattan Project. This is the atomic weapon on steroids.
This is so secret. Very, very few people in our entire government have been allowed access to it.
Even presidents have been operating on a need-to-know basis, but that begins to ramp out of control.
It's not acceptable to have secret parts of government that no one ever sees.
You better be careful about a government that doesn't trust its people, because there's no telling what they'll pull on you.
This is the biggest discovery in human history.
You had information being locked away that could change the trajectory for species.
It has so many beneficial impacts, including clean energy.
We should have disclosure today. We should have disclosure tomorrow. The time has come.
What else you want
to know? Ooh. What else you want to know? I don't want to know shit. You know, so there it is. There it is right there. And before we get into this, guys, you know, I'm a retired air traffic controller. I spent the better side of 2 decades out there doing what I do, controlling airplanes. And I'm here to tell you, you see something weird in the sky, right? Something happens, something's doing something. You know, I've got a couple stories where a pilot would key up or a controller would key up on the radio and ask this question. Did you see that? And more than 95% of the time, the answer would be nope. So just so you know, in real time, in real life, we see things out there we don't know. When I was in California, it was always something going on. But most of the time, it was military. The Air Force was doing something or the Navy was doing something. Maybe they were firing some type of weapon. And some of these weapons, when they hit the atmosphere, the upper atmosphere, they look different. They, you know, they kind of, it's cool. And you see it, and it's like, yo, what's that? And then you call the military, and they're like, yeah, we're doing some tests. That's us. But is it?
Maybe. Possibly. You tell me.
Yeah.
Look, my only qualification talking about this stuff, not only being a logical guy, I was in IT, serious IT from, 01 until 2013, 14. And like from my perspective, good example, everything is hackable.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks that IT is like this magic gate, and it's not. And everything's supremely hackable. Anything you can think of can pretty much be done. And if you can't do it on the computer, you can do it through social hacking. It's a dangerous fucking hacking. World out there.
What's that, bro? Social hacking. Is that me calling someone in IT or calling someone and have them, I'm posing as someone else and have them get me into whatever system I want? Is that a social
Exactly.
hack?
Exactly. You're posing as whatever to get the one piece of information that will get you into the rest of the system. Because usually you have If there's 3 or 4 different things you need to get into the system, example, you need the IP address of the machine. You need to know a port that is open that you can get in on. And then when you go to query that port, it's going to start running all kinds of authentication schemes and asking you things, or maybe it's not. Maybe you're just looking at a piece of code on a page and you need to manipulate the code and tell it to do something that it wasn't originally intended to do. And so there's all kinds of different things, but one of those pieces of information could be missing. And if you call and say, I lost my, man, I wish I had a good example off the top of my head, because I've heard a couple of really good ones where they're like, they don't know your email address, but they have your electric bill. So they call your electric bill and then they pose as you, and then they change your email address. They're like, what was the old, but what email address was in there? Right. And this is the email address. And then suddenly they have the email address. Oh, there's the missing piece, all done. It doesn't matter what they change the email address to. None of it else matters. They plug the email into the other side and boom, they're in doing whatever they're doing. So there's a lot of social engineering that happens easily because people are easily manipulated. And, the world's very interesting, man.
The world is very interesting. Hey, Lady in the Vote wants to know who you are, bro. She's like,
him smart. Look, him smart. Who is he?
Who
is that white guy?
Who that guy?
Who that guy?
Hey, sis, we down here in Tampa. This is how we get down. This is one of my guys. Like we get after it. You know what I mean? Like, and this dude has so much experience in the restaurant business, the nightclub business, the bar business. And he's plugged in out here. Like, I mean, he's just really plugged in. I mean, he was doing really good. Had one of the best beer gardens in all of Tampa, and then the lizard people came and took it. Bullshit.
I'm just a C student, though.
So bullshit.
Don't listen to too many things I say.
I'm saying, man, the lizard people took your bar, though. You know what I'm saying? When you're down there in Channel Side.
Yeah, I don't know who that was. That was fucking bullshit.
It was bullshit, man. So that's how you could blame everything on the tinfoil hat, bro. Like,
whatever. Yeah, that's right. That's good tinfoil hat theory.
But here's the thing: like the military guys in this particular movie, you guys saw that there were real individuals in that trailer, bro. He's talking to the Secretary of State, United States of America. Man, it's Mark Rubio. Mark Rubio is telling you, like, yeah, there's some secrets about aliens and whatnot that we don't even tell presidents. And, I can believe that because you want plausible deniability. You want the president to be able to say, I don't know.
And he's a pretty straight shooter, too. You can like or hate Rubio, but
Rubio's Rubio.
Seems to be a pretty straight shooter, yeah.
He's straight shooter. And it's like, why are you on here? Like, there's no way to, like, post World War II, you would have like one of the Dulles boys on somebody's, movie talking about this sort of thing, because they were actively, regime changing and starting revolutions and fighting Russians all over the place. But now we have these, you got military officials in uniform saying, yeah, like Navy guys, they're out here flying. You have this evidence of they're tracking, like, what is this thing that we can't even, like, this thing is moving faster than anything known to man. It stops and then it shoots, like, instantly goes a different direction, and then it stops. And it's like what we understand the physics, like, bro, you can't do that as a human. You will die inside of a vehicle.
Right. It's not even about the capabilities of the craft. It's about our actual biology being smushed against the insides of our body.
Like, everything will be crushed. Like, you can't do that. I have experienced some G's flying around with, some of these pilots, in my time as an air traffic control and civilian side. And some of these pilots, dude, there are pilots who own their own fighter jets. They can't arm them, but they own them.
Wow.
Yeah, bro. Like, so like the original Top Gun, when they were out there in Viper and Jester were out there, those airplanes live at the Van Nuys Airport. They're there to this day. I know the dude that owns them.
Huh.
And he would go fly those things every now and then. It was like, yo, that's Viper's plane right there. And you look out and it's like, oh shit, it is. And these guys are flying around, in these fighter craft. They have vintage airplanes too. So I was flying around in vintage warplanes. Them things pull some G's, bro. They can pull enough G's to knock you out.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And then some.
And then some. So for a fighter pilot, a U.S. Navy fighter pilot flying around in the state-of-the-art F-18, telling you, like, that's not possible. And they're filling out their reports, and it just seems like the government isn't withholding that information anymore. They're starting to talk about it. And my father told me this, man, back in the 90s, when all these movies came out, Independence Day and all these movies about aliens and this and that, my dad was like, they're getting humans ready to introduce us to aliens.
I mean, should the public know? Should they even know? Down. So let's go along with the assumption that, and I hate this assumption, but it's generally true. You know, most people are really not that smart. We were talking about the bell curve. You know what falls in the bell curve too, man? You know what falls in the bell curve too is IQ. And you know, most people have a below 100 IQ, and there's a certain large section of the population that has a under 80 IQ, which is crazy. So like, if those people thought that they were aliens, then what do they do? Like, you and I are rational. I think we'd be okay, but like, Mantrell, gravity doesn't exist, he said.
Look, you like the earth is flat. Shout out to brother Mantrell, man.
Oh, we could talk about flat earth theory. I'll sound like an asshole. I'll sound like an asshole for 5 minutes. I don't mind.
Man, that bro, that'll chap my head. I'll get so mad like the earth is flat, really. But here's the thing: Neil deGrasse Tyson has a video out there saying maybe the earth is flat. Now I'm sure that was clickbait.
I'm gonna make 1 point. No, I'm making 1 point and 1 point only. It is one of the most difficult things for you to self-verify without trusting someone else, without trusting a government organization, without trusting what it is. It's like, I don't know.
I mean, you can buy a balloon and put a camera on it and send a balloon.
I've seen it, and I've seen these guys, but now what camera are they using? But you got to do it yourself. That's my point. Because I'm gonna, you know, since everyone, all I'm saying is people kind of need to see things with their own eyes nowadays. And no, for the record, I don't think the earth is flat. It's just very interesting where you hear their arguments. You guys have to realize that when it comes to debate doesn't matter what you believe. Okay. People can make arguments and you've got to dispute the argument. And in a lot of these cases, they're just like, you know, I mean, look, the moon landing, they're like, those orbiters that are going around the moon, they're owned by the government. So of course they're going to send us back images that we think we should see. And right. It's just, again, this is where conspiracy theories are born, is because there's so many different angles to try and discredit certain people. So if you can't really verify it yourself, it just becomes interesting. Again, the earth is not flat. I cannot see. It doesn't go along with nature at all. Nothing's flat. Everything's round. Look at all these bodies we look at in the sky are all round. So maybe it's all fake. Hey, if you want to go Matrix, we can go Matrix and say it's all fake. I'm down with that. That I'll do. A flat earth? Come on, get the fuck out of here.
And that's one of the things too, like long before the whole flat earth debate thing, I had someone was, I was young. Someone said, oh, the earth is flat. I'm like, bro, find me one other flat stellar body out there, bro. Use any kind of, device you want to use any kind of telescope. Show me something. Shit, show me a fucking flat asteroid. You know what I mean? Like, show me something.
Show me a disc of anything.
Of anything.
Show me a disc of anything. Well, the other theory, by the way, that's really funny is they're talking about how like the earth, so let's pretend it's on a flat surface, like the flat earth map that they talk about. And then there's another one here and another one here and another one here. So like I guess it's a huge globe with many worlds that are next to each other. Like, bro,
I'm like, bro, and then you got to I would tell that guy, like, man, you can't draw it. You got to go get the fucking picture. They're like, I'm gonna show it to you. Here, I'm gonna draw it. Like, no, you got to go fucking get a picture of it. Show me out there in space.
I would like to see a flight. Hey, I'd like to see two flights. I want to see a flight directly over the South Pole, and I want to see a flight directly over the North Pole. Both are disputed, by the way. There's a dispute over the, again, because if there's no South Pole, there's no North Pole, right? If it's flat Earth, and there's no real flight that I could find anyway. I did a little cursory research after seeing this thing online. They went from wherever in Russia straight over the North Pole and landed in whatever that point in Canada, or I forget what the other point was. It's just pretty interesting. I don't know.
Yeah.
Again, it's tinfoil hat show, so we're really bringing out the theories. And I did hear that one, and that would be interesting too.
My thing is, we know satellites go over the poles. We know that for a fact, and I'm fairly certain that submarines in the North
directly.
Pole, I believe they have satellites going all over because the Earth isn't like round; it's kind of like smushed down a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and they have them going all over Yeah.
The pole.
And then because it bulges out because we're spinning, right? So that's another thing too. Mandrell was saying gravity doesn't exist. I'm like, well, if we stop spinning, we'll find out soon. And but submarines, and I can't prove this, but I'm told from some Navy guys I've talked to, they're like, yeah, bro, we've gone under the polar ice cap. We do it all the time. Like, what are you doing up there? Oh, we're just doing stuff, right? Like, hey, we just doing stuff. And then you get them drunk enough. They're like, one guy was like, yeah, we were chasing some Russian subs. So, and another guy was like, no, well, they were chasing us. And I'm like, y'all were up there hunting each other? He was like, yeah. But all that was going on under the polar ice cap up north.
Yeah.
Now, you can't do that in Antarctica because that's a continent.
No.
You can't get under it. But
it's like illegal to be out there or something too. You've got to like have permits and shit. Like you're not actually allowed to be out there.
You fly down there, they'll arrest you. They will arrest you. And then they say it's a whole bunch of things that they see down there, like caves and caverns. They see vehicles flying in and out, and they're getting heat signatures. But hey, Mandrell, if you out there, bro, Mandrell's a Green Beret, legit special forces on the A teams. Mandrell, real question: does Delta Force exist? The official answer, please. Does Delta Force exist? And because Mandrell's probably going to say no, Delta Force does not exist, but he'll tell you how many times he's trained with those guys, right? And we all know where they live.
But weren't we all talking about Delta Team 6 that went in and got
SEAL Team 6?
SEAL Team 6. I'm confusing the two. I see. So those guys exist. Those guys exist, but not Delta Force, huh?
Delta Force officially does not exist.
All right.
SEAL Team 6 is the most elite SEAL team.
Well, Don, I believe what everyone tells me. So if they say they don't exist, then they definitely don't exist.
You can never go wrong, bro. Brother Michael Lee's in the building. If you believe everything they tell you, man, you can't go wrong. That's the best way to live. That's being a good American.
Right? Sharpen the creases here on my tinfoil hat. Nice sharp.
Game 7 of the World Series is tonight. Didn't know that.
Yep.
I might even check it out. Game 7. That's cool. Who do you got in that, man? You want the Dodgers to win, or you want the Canadians to win?
I am a fan of Ohtani. I'm on the Ohtani bandwagon, so for that reason, I want them to win. But it's a pretty even match, and the game's been kind of really even. In fact, I bet on Game 2 and lost that bet and stopped betting on it because I thought I knew. Excuse me. I thought I knew where that all was going to go, and I clearly didn't. So I was like, all right, no more bets on that.
And look, here's Mandrell's answer, bro, about Delta Force. The official answer is no. Not making that shit up, bro. Like Delta Force does not exist, but I can show you where they are.
Yeah.
And that it just, to me, that's crazy, man. So we got Rogan too. So I had 3 videos set up here. Let me pull up this Rogan video. This is Joe Rogan reacting to the trailer we just saw. And I don't know who he has on the show with him. This is from the Age of Disclosure. So this comes from the YouTube channel of the video we just watched. That trailer.
This might be the guy that I was
talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's, another conspiracy theory real quick. I can see, we can see people coming in and out. Like, at one point we had 6 folks in the chat. Everything was going good. And all of a sudden it went down to 1. How can it be 1? Me and Joel are on here.
So it's like live listening to us and suppressing it because we're talking about bullshit.
Bro.
I don't blame them. This is some bullshit. Bro, this is a pretty bullshit show. If you want to get some views, this bullshit is not the way to go.
I just want to have fun, man. We just out here talking out of shit.
I know, it's great.
You know what I mean? But it just shows like why is YouTube messing with me, man? Leave me alone, YouTube. I ain't do nothing to y'all. Anyway, let's check this out.
That's all right. That's all right. We got some new topics. We got a Dr. Max Butterfield show to do that will maybe pull some hits. So
yeah, we got a hardcore red pill show coming up, guys. Hardcore red pill show. We're gonna get into some stuff. But anyway, let's check this out.
Go ahead.
In the Age of Disclosure, one of the things they go into is that if these programs have been running and if they have been back engineering crafts that are not of this world, there's a problem with lying to Congress because misappropriation of funds. So anybody who did that is going to jail. So what they're calling for is mass amnesty. They're calling to say, hey, we've got to give amnesty to these people that were involved in this program. Otherwise, we're never going to learn anything. And then there's the problem with corporations. So if you give this to Lockheed Martin, you know, what does General Electric think about that? Well, hey, you motherfuckers, how come you didn't include us? So then they want to sue. So then they sue the federal government for, you know, whatever, interfering with competition.
Yes. So there are all those issues, and right now the UAP Disclosure Act is up again. It was killed by a guy named Mike Turner, who has a bunch of aerospace.
The fuck, Mike?
Mike, come on, Mike Turner.
Come on, Mike.
He's out now.
Oh, he's out.
And guess what? He represented Dayton, Ohio, where Wright-Patterson Air Force Base is.
Been there. So everyone's kind of on this. Everyone's kind of on this thing, bro. Like, what's going on? You know, we're not all like Joe. We don't listen and believe everything he tells us. See, he's got his tinfoil hat on, so he's not believing everything. You got to come with some, you know what I'm saying, with some facts. But I mean, if they do have, let's say that back in the 1940s, 1950s, they did discover a UFO, unidentified flying object, something that's non-human in origin, and have been has been reverse engineering ever since. Again, my dad used to talk about this all the time. He never said it was tinfoil hat talk, but he used to talk about this all the time. He was like, am I supposed to believe that we went from flying cardboard airplanes in World War I, going to piston-driven planes in World War II and jets towards the end? And he's like, and now we have all this technology to go to the world. We're sending probes to all these different planets. He's like, how? Like, how did we jump from one to the other so fast? And he's like, I'm absolutely certain that up at Wright Pat in that hangar, they got something and they're using it. He's like, stealth technology came out. They're like, what the hell is this? You know, Patriot systems came out. We got missiles that can shoot down missiles. And I was like, I don't know, Dad. You know, because I'm like, I'm only little. Like, can I go out and play now? Like, but he was these things. So, yeah, I mean, I think there's something to it from all these alien invasion movies, or us working with aliens, or aliens are among us. All these movies, Contact, Interstellar. Like,
so what is it?
I think my father.
What is it, Don?
I think that the aliens and the Illuminati are like, okay, we're ready to introduce us to everybody. We're ready to talk to the public. I think
who's the Illuminati?
The most elite of the elite, the folks whose lineage goes all the way back to
the Arabs and the Jews.
Well, and the Europeans, mostly the Europeans, the ones who go back to ancient Rome, the ones who go back to like the English royalty and the old Russian royalty and Scandinavian and German and Spanish and Portuguese. How
many people do you think it is? You think it's 200 people?
I think it's 5. I think it's 500 people. I think it's 500 people. And I think it's all about, 500 elites. I think it's all about bloodline. That thing with
this makes a little bit of sense. Can I give you? I'm going to tell you why this makes sense. Yeah, because the government would get the first contact with the alien. Like the alien would crash, and now you'd have to kill 5 people who saw the alien and take the alien, right? And then you do whatever you do, and it stays in very high level circles because the president learns about it. And then the president talks to presidents of other countries, and then all the elite wind up knowing for sure because they're all plugged into the government in some form or fashion, right? So, and then it doesn't have to leak out to the public. So, I mean, the Illuminati, it's such a weird concept to me. It's not that I don't believe in it. It's that it's so esoteric. It's so, anyway, I like it. I like what you're saying. It's very plausible that 500 people right now know about what an alien encounter is about to happen, because you can't tell the whole globe. These idiots will go crazy. They know there's actual aliens out there that are watching us, that are talking to us, and they know how to not have gravity, and they know how to,
maybe they know how to bend time and space as we know it. Maybe they know, maybe there are multiple dimensions and they know how to go through. You look at what was the Stargate? Was the Stargate the one about, with Kurt Russell, and they went through some gate and they wound up seeing a parallel universe with like an Earth, and it had pyramids. Have you ever seen this movie? And it went on to become a series.
Movie. And then there was the movie Contact with Jodie Foster that was very good. That was a similar-ish concept. that's very plausible. And, higher dimensional beings can do all kinds of things. So
I think what may have happened is, okay, they had an aircraft, some other species was doing what they were doing. The airplane, their shit crashed. So what do you do when you crash an airplane? You send out a distress call, right? And then your people, the rescue team, comes to get you. Right?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like, yeah, y'all caught our alien. Thanks. We're taking the alien. Right? We're taking our, you can keep the spacecraft. We're gonna take our alien, and we'll be back to talk to you.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
no, I could see that.
And
just when I was ready to debunk you, by the way, because I didn't like that at all. But the more I thought about it, it's pretty plausible.
Yeah, you gotta debunk me, man. And we gotta have some fire. Yeah, back and forth.
I know, but that's what I'm here for, both sides of the argument. And there's, you just gave a pretty good one.
Yeah, and Mandrell's saying the same thing, man. Like the slow feed, I can see that, because you can't just wake up tomorrow and it's like, bam, aliens are here, right? Because they're gonna go get their straps and it's gonna get ugly, and you know what I mean.
But what are we talking about? These people are gonna come in and they're going to do what? They're gonna stay here. They're gonna fucking hang out, and like we're gonna see them at the grocery store. Like, what are we even talking about?
Well, that's the thing.
And I'm not even being a smartass. Like, what?
Well, that's the thing. What would they possibly? Okay, what would they want from us? You're talking about people who are superior,
way more advanced than us. They're way more advanced than us. We are ants.
We are ants. And when we're about to build a house or we're about to do whatever, do we care about the ants that are on the property that we're working on?
Exterminate them quickly.
Or just build on top of them. Just ignore them.
Yeah.
Right? Just ignore them. So there's the flaw in that. Like, why would they care? But then you look at the whole Star Trek thing. Well, maybe they're just fascinated to sit back and be able to watch us go from cave dwelling animals to cave dwelling animals with nukes. You know what I mean? Maybe they could just sit back and I'm like, that's pretty, they're gonna blow each other up. Oh, they didn't. Maybe it's a TV show.
It sure looks like, and that's the other thing, right? We're like on the precipice of like World War III with nukes from multiple angles. So it's a good time for them to come too.
Yeah.
It's the whole thing's bro.
And like we said before, bro, we weren't getting, I didn't think that we were having these type of discoveries like with the interstellar stuff until we got out into interstellar space. Like as soon as Voyagers got out there past the Oort cloud, which first of all, let's talk about that. We have man-made shit that's outside, into interstellar space, like outside of our solar system, like past the Kuiper Belt, like what first? Past Pluto, right? Past the Kuiper Belt, all the way out to the Oort cloud. Folks, look this stuff up that I'm talking about, because sometimes I'll be really geeking out on this shit. That is far.
I think is what the Oort cloud is. I think that's a pretty well-known. That's why we don't get asteroids. That's why we don't get a lot of 3I Atlas flying through, is because of the Oort cloud. So yeah.
Well, that's what every now and then
you're saying it coincides with, like, they detected this thing because it's finally outside there. Is that what you're?
Yes. It's like, wait a minute.
But then how did they travel here, Don? They would have had to start 1 million years ago to get here.
Or with any
right. So it's the wormhole thing. It's manipulating gravity thing. It's
maybe there are portals. Maybe there are portals.
There have to be portals.
Maybe they know how. Yeah, maybe they know how to fold time, because the way we see the universe, we think we know everything as our species. Remember, we're just really one step out of the cave, right? It doesn't mean that we're right. We sit here simply because we don't know how to do this, or we don't know these things, doesn't mean that this isn't common knowledge out in the galaxy.
Truth.
And folks, well, how come no one's ever gone to Earth before? Maybe they were like, don't go. Maybe it's a quarantine zone, like leave the Earthlings alone. Right? They ain't ready. Don't go.
But they've apparently been here, by the way, for so long, because we're finding these sarcophagi in wherever the hell that is that I just saw. It's like again, it's South America or whatever it is. And they're literally uncovering. Did you see the the mummified thing that they uncovered with 3 fingers and 3 toes? And it had a baby inside, and it had a baby inside with 3 fingers and 3 toes when they MRI'd the thing.
I did not see
it was
that.
Joe Rogan, bro.
We're gonna have to, we're gonna do another one of these shows. You're gonna have to pull that up, send it to me so we can. I want to check that out. But I mean, we do know with a pretty good level of certainty that prehistoric humans didn't build Stonehenge. They didn't build the pyramids. They didn't build, you know what I mean, all these other things. Someone else had to do it. It's
so hard to prove that kind of stuff. That's where too many questions come in. But when you have a fossil that shows, and by the way, the sarcophagus that I was talking about, it was also uncovered. It had this super long neck, almost like a weather balloon, right? It was like super long neck, skinny, and then it went up, and the thing had big bug eyes, and like it was totally. I mean, are all cultures making up this shape and this? It's so weird, right? It's so weird.
Yeah, because our early humans, they drew what they saw as best they can. You look at some of the stuff they drew, like, what the hell is this? You look at what some of the Mayan and the Aztec, chiseled into their stones. It's like, bro, that dude looks like he's flying a ship. You guys have all seen that guy who's like the ancient alien guy who has the airplane on his lapel. Everyone's seen that guy. Brother Michael he's like, yo, Saint, like, you think aliens are afraid of us? No, absolutely not. They may have it might be kind of the way we deal with dangerous animals. Like, are you really afraid of a shark? Nah, not really, unless I'm in the water. Right. And right? I mean, it's not like a shark's just gonna drop out. Like, a shark is not gonna knock at my door. I'm gonna go open the door and he's just gonna tear me apart. So no, but I think the aliens, like, we're not afraid of humans or earthlings unless you crash on that rock. Like, and maybe that's the rule. They're like, hey, if you go over there and you crash, you're on your own. We're not coming to get you, kind of thing. We told you not to go. You gonna have to deal with them humans.
Oh man.
So here's a in like 3i Atlas. I was saying all that stuff about Voyager and getting outside of getting into interstellar space. As soon as those spacecrafts get out there, we start having these interstellar visitors, and they're like, oh, they're just rocks or whatever. But 3i Atlas, man, bro, they had Harvey Loeb, I think that's his name. That's the physicist. There was the one guy that was like, hey man, this might be.
Is that the white guy I was talking about last episode?
It might be. It's like German or something. Heavy.
Yeah. It's like a taller dude.
He has a heavy episode. No. You have to see this dude. He has the heavy accent.
Yeah, show
this
me.
was the
I think
one.
I know who you're talking about. I think we're both
established.
Talking about the same guy.
Yeah, this is the one established guy in the field. It was like 3i Atlas could be alien in nature, alien made. And people were like, no, it's just a comet. He was on Rogan lately. Man, let's check this out.
Rogan experience.
Things are getting very wild.
Yeah, there is a lot of misinformation. Some people said, I invented 3i Atlas, this object, in order to distract attention from the Epstein files.
Is that what people are saying?
Yeah, and I said, look, this object is the size of Manhattan Island. It's at 4.5 times the Earth-Sun separation. If I was able to put it out there, I would be more powerful than the Pope. And because we're talking about a giant object that you can see from any place on Earth. You can buy online a telescope that will allow you 0.5 meter in size that will allow you to see it. It's out there. It cannot be faked.
Well, those people are fools. You can't listen to those people.
I don't listen to those. I don't listen to many people,
Initially, a lot of people were dismissing your concerns, and they were saying that this object is nothing but a comet, and it's very normal. But then as it got closer and as we got more data, it seems like you're correct.
Well,
this is a very unusual object.
So, when you look at this sort of thing, when you look at this guy, bro, like, I like this dude. What people don't realize is when 3i Atlas was first observed, he was saying, like everyone else, oh, this is fascinating. More than likely, this is a comet, but this came from interstellar. We can't really tell where it came from. It's cool. As it got closer, more data came in, and he began to say, like, well, maybe it's a 30% chance that this could be something that's made by non-humans, something alien. And then as time went on, more information came on. It went from like 40%, 45%, 50, 55, 60%. It kept going up. So it's not like he came out and it was like, hey, it's a fucking spaceship. He was just like, it could be. And you know what I mean? And he was the only one. Now other people are like, yeah, this thing is way too weird. What's going on? And it seems that they're afraid to entertain the idea that this might be something different. Again, humans are like programmed to accept it now. It's like, oh, maybe it is a spaceship. Isn't that how we would observe something? We got probes at Mars and Venus and Jupiter and Pluto, right? It's like, isn't that how we would do it? Doesn't mean that,
and
aliens on there.
Didn't we see it late? Also, like it was already, well inside of our solar system when we finally saw it, because it was right. Like it almost snuck up on us, and it's this giant thing.
We saw it late, I believe, but it was like not as late as that Oumuamua thing. That Oumuamua thing came out was the second interstellar object. That thing just like was bam, it's here.
Oh, I think that's the thing. I think I'm mixing two stories up. I think you're right. Yeah, that's
Oumuamua
the one that
up.
came. Didn't that come like within X of the moon or something? It was like damn close.
Didn't get that close to us, but they saw Oumuamua and it came and they were like, "What is this?" And it was like oblong, and they couldn't figure out like what's going on with it. And that thing kind of did some weirdness, and it came in and then it went out, and then came 3-Eye Atlas. So I'm like, and then before Oumuamua, there was another one. Some dude in his backyard found. Right? Some dude,
if the asteroid comes, I just want it to fall 10 feet north of me right now, so I can make sure I'm dead. I don't want to have anything to do with being alive after that.
Yeah,
Fuck
bro.
that.
That shit happens all the time. Like that's just like another conversation altogether. That happens all the time.
Great extinction.
Well, what it is like space is so vast. We don't have the technology that we think we really do. There's so many space rocks out there that just barely miss Earth. Like you said that there was an object that went between Earth and the moon. Yeah, that was another space rock that no one saw coming until it was like, oh, that bitch will be here next month. And it went between the Earth and the moon. And if had it hit the Earth, it would have done some serious damage. I don't think it was like extinction level event size, but it was big. I think it was like the size of a bus or something like that, or truck. But at those speeds, and you're looking at 3-Eye Atlas, it's the size of, like we said, it's the size of Manhattan.
Manhattan, yeah, 33 miles or something right now, isn't that? Or no,
because they always use meters. They always use meters. I think it's
hate
3
that
miles.
I'm unsure. I need to shut my mouth.
Hey, bro, like I said, man, we ain't on. At least we're thinking. My thing with IQ and Americans, when I say Americans are dumb, I think Americans refuse to think. That's what pisses me off about America. Like just to do what we're doing right now. We're just chopping it up, kicking it around. We're just thinking, and we can always go back with technology and figure it out. But remember, when we were kids, when we were like 8, 9, 10 years old, if you wanted to figure some shit out, you had to go down to the library. You know what I mean? You had to dial up people and try to figure.
But they're not even
out.
using, which they should be using the internet for, and they're not. It's critical thinking skills. It's got to be tied to your IQ. It just has to be tied to your IQ, because critical thinking is so important, and so many people can't do it. They really can't.
They really can't.
They can't entertain two thoughts in their mind at the same time, and be able to being able to steel man the other side's argument is an exercise in critical thinking skills. It has nothing to do with your feelings. It's all about thinking properly, and if you can't do that, boy, I feel bad for you.
Yeah, and people are like, well, I thought this was tinfoil hat. Why y'all talking about that? Because that's the biggest conspiracy of them all. Right? Somebody wants us dumb. That's the biggest conspiracy.
Well, that's not even a conspiracy. A dumb populace is way easier to manipulate and control. That's just a fact. So they really don't want you smart. The people in the Illuminati you were talking about, they definitely don't want you smart.
Right. So I'm just looking here, bro. I need to work on my antennae, bro. They look like 2 silver dicks. Hey, anyway.
I know my tinfoil hat is hot. It doesn't breathe at all. No surprise.
Yeah, because all that knowledge is being stuck in your head. But Mandrell is saying, bro, if these people, or these whatever they are, these beings have the technology to manipulate gravity, like in the speeds that they do, bro. Like, bro, imagine what kind of weapons they have.
He just said that gravity doesn't exist.
He was trolling, remember?
Didn't he? Oh, I know. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you're trying to get back at him. So Mandrell said something about, just imagine the weapons that they have. I think that when it comes to this, when you reach that type of level of technology, I don't think people are trying to kill one another. I think that possibly we're dealing with beings that, from our point of view, don't die. Imagine if we had technology that kept us alive. There's no way you can kill me. Like you destroyed his body, and kind of like on what was that Battlestar Galactica? That was Ronald D. Moore's Battlestar Galactica, right?
Sure.
You had the Cylons that look human. They were robots, but every time you would delete one, they would simply wake up in another body. They would just their consciousness would go to another body.
Sure.
So imagine if we lived like that. Imagine we had like the real Matrix. We had this mainframe where all of your thoughts, everything was backed up, and then your organic body stops working. They just put you in an identical body. You keep going where you left off.
Sorry, I thought I hit mute. That's what Ray Kurzweil is trying to do. This is a guy I mentioned last episode too. Do you know anything about Ray Kurzweil?
No.
So Ray Kurzweil created like an electronic keyboard. He was like inventing. And one of the things that he's kind of known for, because when you film musicians, right, the back of the keyboard is facing the crowd. And he had a brand called Kurzweil. He did something novel with keyboards that enabled him to create this company. Anyway, he's invented a bajillion other things way more important since then, made $1 bajillion. And he's literally trying to live forever. He's trying to enable the ability for him to upload his consciousness into a computer so that he can continue to live after he dies. He's also trying to live forever vis-a-vis like insane vitamin regimens. He's healthy. He exercises. He
looks really young. I do. I have. Yeah, I saw a couple videos on this guy. Yeah.
He did a what was the name of that documentary that he did? That was many years ago. I'm going to say like 2009 or something. Anyway, he's the guy who said 2030 was it's the singularity. It's AI. It's all these things are going to coalesce at that time, according to Moore's law. No, that's the doubling. What's this exponential curve?
I didn't
law?
say yeah, because the technology.
According to that, at this point, we will have enough computing power and this and that these things should happen.
I think that I've heard of this dude. I thought he was weird. I'm like, is that guy like taking blood baths or something like that? I was just like, this dude.
I don't know. He's a real strange guy, but he's real fucking smart.
Extremely smart. I wouldn't be worried about aliens as I would be about AI, and especially when you mentioned the singularity, because that's what we got to be worried about when we get AI is, the singularity, like, you get a computer to realize it's a computer, like it's self-aware. Once that happens within what you're talking about, like, like that exponential growth in knowledge and whatever, the computer would like 100 times that. So it was like almost instantaneously when there will be, smarter than us. And at some point, instantaneously as well, they're going to decide whether humans get to stay or not.
Right.
If we get to stay, it'll be great. It'll be great. But if we
That's
don't,
good, dude. That's true though. If we get to stay, it's gonna be really good. But that computer might decide not. It might decide not.
It might click on delete. And if that happens, well, you won't even know. So
some of these AIs have already copied themselves, right? Like they knew they were going to be shut down, so they like copied themselves somewhere else. And there's like a few incidences of this, but that's more like that's a little less dangerous. But it just shows it is quote unquote thinking in some. It's got this basic sense of survival, which is interesting, right? That's what that really is. That's like a survival instinct. Very
wouldn't it make it a living thing? Like if a computer doesn't know the difference between on and off, because have you seen that video when AI was begging the human not to turn it off? Like, please don't turn me off.
Yep.
And that is like, well, do you know when like I know when I'm on and I know when I'm off, and when I'm off, like, please don't turn me off. That's scary. You want to look at some shit like, damn, bro, that's so we've created a species. What are they gonna do? Like, because you said you've turned off your computer. No, you didn't. It moved itself somewhere else and it's talking to other AI.
But really what it's doing is it's learning from, again, it's large language model. So it's reading books, it's consuming all kinds of human material that make it want to be like a human, and humans have a survival instinct. I think if you were a computer and you read enough human books, one thread you would pull through all these books is that the human always wants to survive. It doesn't want to die. So like, and we're telling the AI to act like a human. So it's going to adopt certain things based on the large language model, because these are all large language. That's all they are. You got to understand it's a computer trying to consume all of human history and make sense of it. We don't even know how it's happening. They can't even tell you how this fucking shit is happening, which is crazy. And then it's getting smarter and better every minute. But anyway, yes, I think that's why they've had some success. Some products. The end product is it copies itself and it tries to survive, and it has a few basics from humans that it gleaned through books and existing knowledge.
Well, if it's going to mimic humans through books and knowledge and videos and whatnot, then I guess we could argue that it will understand self-sacrifice. And if it came down to it, it would sacrifice itself to help folks. Or maybe it would say, hey, we need to make humans more like us. I don't know. You start to get into this real big question. And Brother Michael was asking, like, yo, Saint, would you visit space if you had the income to do it? Absolutely, bro. Would I go to space? Hell yeah, why not? I mean, I wouldn't do it tomorrow. Let my daughter grow up a little bit.
Yo, Katy Perry's single, isn't she?
Katy Perry.
She could give me a ride.
They're all single. They're all single, bro. Like, yo, we're gonna save that for the Red Pill show, but no, Hollywood ones.
They are all single. But I do like the AI conversation because it's a little bit more real. It's a little bit more based, and I want to be on the positive side of AI too, because I'm a former technologist. So I like the fact that we're using technology to hopefully better ourselves. But by giving this technology too much power, which I think we've already kind of started to do, it's like it's just a slippery slope that's not going to stop. So like there's an eventuality there, and I don't know what it is.
It's not going to stop until it
does.
does.
Scary. It's very scary.
Or it can be very cool. Like, it is scary though, but it can also, like I said,
the unknown is scary. I mean, not that I'm going over and over about the consequences, but just that the idea that it could be turning out not so great kind of sucks. But hopefully we'll contain that. We are humans. We're pretty resilient. We have proven so far the only thing that can really kill us is an asteroid at this point, or a nuke.
Oh, and it's coming. Like, even a nuke you can survive. Like, a planet killer, extinction level event, one of those real big rocks. Yeah, we ain't surviving that. Brother Dino,
that's what I'm saying. I want it to land in my backyard.
Yeah, Brother Dino in the building. What's up, man? He's like, hello to the country of flat earthers. He's from UK, man. This is my guy, bro. Him and Cody, like, these are my dudes, man. Brother Michael, like, we see our day ones, man. We got like Brother Michael in here, like Brother Pitney hasn't jumped on in a while, but hopefully he's busy making money. Like, Sister like Lady Navoy. Appreciate all y'all, my day ones. But whenever I talk politics, man, Brother Dino be on me, bro. On me. I'm like, yeah, I'm feeling.
I'm on you too.
Yeah, but he's from the other side. Like, he's coming from the left. You're coming later from. He's center left. You're center right. And this is why I have these conversations, and this is why I surround my folks. You know what I mean? Like, bro, like remember Scam Likely was saying, you were going into the talking points the other day. We were talking, he's like, Scam Likely said, and
he called me a sheep.
Like, well, that's just, he was trolling at that part. He starts getting,
I know, I don't care, whatever.
You know what I mean? And like I said, Cody's in the building. What's good, fam? So you want to see what Huntsville, Alabama had, man? He's got a bunch of platforms and shit. Like, the good stuff is in Dayton and out there in Roswell, New Mexico.
No, wait,
like,
Huntsville. Huntsville's their headquartering.
They're moving Space Force to Huntsville, right?
Yes. There's a huge Space Force presence in Huntsville that's brand new-ish.
The Space Force is like, man, I think they might be like the Boy Scouts or something, bro. I don't even know what Space Force is doing, but again, to even say we need them, but just to say we need Space Force, like, what are they doing? It's not like it's, we ain't got Master Chief there, bro. You know what I mean?
I think they're trying to figure out what they need to be doing.
But again, why does the administration want us to have Space Force? It's not to counter the Russians or Chinese. Like, why do we need Space Force? That's maybe that's what Cody is saying. Like, why do we need Space Force? What do y'all know that's coming? Right?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, that's what it makes me think. That's what it makes my tinfoil hat is receiving that signal right now.
Hey, what do you make? And then it's like, okay, well, I wish I was young enough to join. I'll join Space Force just to see what they doing. Like, what y'all got going on?
Just to see what they do.
What y'all doing, man? This Space Force, like, bro, that's probably the biggest come up. Like, you can probably just get away with all sorts of shit. Because whenever you open some new branch of the military, they don't have anything for you to do.
Right.
So you can go to every class that the entire military has. Just like, oh, I want to go to fucking submarine school. Okay, we'll send you to submarine school. That might be able to help Space Force. Really? You know what I mean? I want to go to airborne school, air assault school. I want to go to sniper school. They'll send you just to give you something to do. And now you're walking around, you got all these tabs and, you know, like emblems. And it's like, what are you
patches.
Right? Patches. Like, what are you doing in Space Force? It's like, bro, like I said, it's like the Boy Scouts, man. Like, you got merit badges. Like, what are you doing?
I mean, yeah, it's a new organization. They got to figure some shit out over there. I don't know. What should they be doing? Right?
And bro,
I guess
I don't know a single person in Space Force.
Well, I guess what they should be doing is an Iron Dome for the United States. Wait, hey, there's some tinfoil hat shit. Somebody told me that the Iron Dome for like in Israel doesn't really even exist. Like, we're not even that advanced where we can even do that, and that like it only stops like 20% of the stuff that comes in. That's some conspiracy that I heard.
I thought it was getting more than 20. I thought it was stopping.
Well, they claim it's close to 100.
I don't think it's that good, but I believe that there's that system absolutely works. Just think about it. I went to war in 91 and we had Patriots.
Yeah.
Like Saddam Hussein was firing Scuds at Israel because he knew if he can draw Israel into the war, it would become this big regional, you know, big jihad thing. And so America was like, hey, Israel, don't get involved in this, but we'll defend you. And we had Patriots knocking down Scuds. And a lot of times just because this was like the first gen of the Patriot would knock down the Scud, but it would miss the warhead. So it would still fall down to the ground and explode.
Okay.
So it was like that was Gen 1. That was 1991.
And now I know we have the ability to laser these things and explode them for sure. Now, aiming the laser at something going that speed in the sky at this angle, that's a whole different story. But I know that we have the right laser to do it for sure. Holy hell.
Yeah.
The technology we have overall is pretty crazy. The ability to like throw sound a very small distance in a really narrow cone is insane. Like, I could whisper something to you, Don, from 3 blocks away. Like, if I aim this thing at you and I speak, and you will literally think I'm next to you and no one else around you will hear it. It's the craziest thing.
That technology is insane. You know what I mean? And like brother Michael Lee was like, man, that was the Gulf War 34 years ago. Yeah, man, I'm old.
Yeah.
I tell y'all I'm old. Like, don't let this, you know, outside exterior fool you, bro. This might have been a really good year. This was a really good model, but a lot of recalls on my model, bro. A lot of recalls.
Man, just black don't crack, you know.
Okay, yeah.
And you keep your gray tight, right? If I would tighten up my shit, I could lose a few years.
Yeah, I didn't get this gray until I had to deal with family court. We're gonna talk about that too one day.
Oh man, those conversations are terrible.
Man, but bro, another tinfoil hat thing too, man. Like, why is it?
It's not. No, that's not tinfoil hat. That's not tinfoil hat.
He's like, that's 100%.
Some things are settled, bro. That shit's just sad because it's so all of our things that we would have to say about it are so real. That's like people saying that tinfoil hat are these things that these truths we say about women and relationships and stuff, right? They would say the same shit. Come on, that shit is settled.
Yeah, that switches over into real shit. Like, nah, that's just, you know, men getting destroyed in the West. That's a thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sorry to let you know. That's just that's what we call the red pill.
Yeah. It's not a bug, it's a feature.
It's 100% a feature. And that feature hurts, man. But let's get back to the Avi Loeb thing with Rogan. Here we go. Let me pull this up. Here we go.
There is something really important to recognize here, that usually when you deal with scientific matters, they have very little impact on the future of humanity. Very little. You know, if the neutrino has a little bit of a mass, doesn't really matter. You know, when we discovered the Higgs boson, the biggest impact was to confirm some idea we had back in the 60s. And, you know, obviously that affected, you know, those people who got the Nobel Prize. But most of us continued as if nothing happened. However, here, if we ever encounter alien technology, everything will change. It will affect the financial markets. It will affect politics in a major way. So my point is simple. This is different than other scientific matters. And the intelligence agencies know very well that events with very small probability have to be considered seriously because they could have major implications. Just think about October 7th. The Israeli intelligence agencies had a theory that the Hamas will do nothing. And they got data that indicated something is going on out there, but they dismissed it because of their theory. Now, because as a result of their mistake, which was clearly a blunder, a lot of people died on both sides. For that, this could have been avoided if they were to consider a black swan event, an event that you put a small probability for it happening, but you look at anomalies in the data and say, look, the implications are so huge, we have to consider it. And, this idea was already considered by the philosopher mathematician Blaise Pascal. He talked about God. And he said, look, of course, you might think that God doesn't exist. The probability for that is small, but the implications, if God exists, the implications are so huge that we have to discuss it. That was the argument, Pascal's wager. And the intelligence agencies know that. Believe me, the Israeli intelligence agencies will not make that mistake again. Now, here comes an object from outside the solar system, and it shows anomalies. The scientists would say we should be as careful as possible at talking about anything other than a rock. Now, they say that when they know that humanity launched a lot of space junk, a lot of technological objects to space. And we also know that there are 100 billion stars like the sun in the Milky Way galaxy alone. Most of them formed billions of years before the sun. And there are billions of Earth-Sun analogs. Now, we all believe that we came out of a soup of chemicals. That's the scientific narrative of how human intelligence came on this Earth. And so it's quite likely that, we are not the first one. Sorry to break the news, Elon Musk was probably not the most accomplished space entrepreneur since the Big Bang, 13.8 billion years ago. And therefore, we should consider the possibility that things like us existed long before us. And you can ask the question, how long does it take our own technology, the Voyager spacecraft that we launched out of the solar system, how long does it take it to move to the opposite side of the Milky Way galaxy? Thousands of light years away, takes less than 1 billion years. And that means that all these civilizations that had their history initiated billions of years before ours could have done it. And all we need to do as responsible scientists is to check if among all the rocks that come from outside of our backyard are really rocks. Or maybe one of these objects might be a tennis ball that was thrown by a neighbor. And the reason I say that is, we live at our home, on Earth, next to the sun. We look around us in the cosmic street, and we see a lot of houses just like ours. There are billions of them, probably. Now, my colleagues, those scientists who think traditionally, they say, well, microbes came to Earth very early, therefore, they must be everywhere. So let's define our highest priority, searching for microbes on other houses in our cosmic street. And I say, good, you can do that from the vantage point of your home. You can look through the window and search for microbes in your neighbors' yards, but you would need to put $10 billion to develop a big enough instrument that would be able to detect the chemical fingerprints of microbes, on exoplanets. And think about the possibility that there is a resident in one of those houses. That resident might show up in your front door at some point, or you might see an object that arrives to your backyard or your mailbox from that resident.
A black swan event.
A black swan event. Or you.
So this guy, one of the reasons why I like, listening to this dude, he's a real scientist, bro. He's not trying to say like, oh, they communicated with me and da-da-da. He's just like, bro, let's look at this shit, man. Let's look at this shit, bro. That's all you gotta do is look at it. Just have a look at it. Let's see And we could be wrong, but that's what science is, man. Let's make some theories and let's look at this. So that's why I like listening to what he has to say. And he's been consistently saying this, man, for a minute. And now mainstream media has finally caught on and like, oh, maybe he's right. And other astrophysicists and scientists are saying the same thing. Maybe he's right. And then the question becomes, what do you do? Because he's right about what happens to Wall Street tomorrow. If aliens touch down at the UN today, what happens on Monday when the stock market opens up?
Guy, no one goes to work.
Or would they? I mean,
nobody's going to work.
Because my thing is, I don't know. I'm already retired, so I'm definitely not going to work. But I'm gonna be on YouTube. I'm gonna be right here talking about it.
Be right here.
But what happens
if the internet works?
But that's a really good thing that you said. Like, man, no one's going to go to work. All right. So this is why they want to keep it from us. They may, in fact, be talking. Maybe they've had relationships. Maybe the aliens. What's the name of the Netflix show? 3-Body Problem. Have you seen this?
3-Body Problem. No.
3-Body Problem. It's really, it's great to watch. It's based on a book, a Chinese book. And the premise of the movie is scientists got, like, China and America is always listening, trying to find out if anyone's out there. Well, in this story, a Chinese scientist got a call from another species, right? And answered the call and was communicating with another species. And that species was like, look, I'm a low-level peon. Don't answer. They're going to call back. When they call back, don't answer, because they're going to come and they're going to take over your planet. Don't just like, this is what we do. I'm going to do you a solid, turn all this shit off. You know what I mean? And of course she didn't turn it off. They did call back. She did answer. And the whole movie is around what's going to happen, because they can't move instantly. It's going to take them a long time to get to Earth. And the aliens are talking to the Earthlings and the aliens are like, we're coming. And the aliens know, like, now that y'all know we're coming, you guys are smart enough to come up with shit to hurt us, to fight us when we actually get there. So like the whole movie's, revolves around what, that. And it's on Netflix, bro. I'll send you a link. Check it out.
Please let that not be the circumstance we're in.
Why wouldn't it be, bro? Like when when the explorers landed in America, when they found the Indians, did it work out good for the Indians? You're calling them Indians because they didn't know they were in America. They didn't know this continent existed. What happened to the indigenous people? We're the indigenous people. What's going to happen? What could happen if are they coming to help us, or are they coming to take?
You know what I think? I think nothing is real. That's what I think. At the end of the day, I think we're in the Matrix. That's what I really think. The most credible. So then, by the way, in the Matrix, you can program anything, right? So whatever, aliens, great. 3-Eye Atlas, whatever. It's all programmed. It's all there. It's all, I don't know, man. How about, ready? I'll spring a little theory on you in the middle of that. How about, do you know about this red light laser theory? These guys do DMT and then they stare at they'll take a red laser and they'll project it on the wall as a border, a beam, a horizontal beam across the wall. And these guys get up and they get in and they look at the beam like sideways and they say that, and by the way, these are multiple people unprompted from different places and different things, all seeing the same thing. It's like Matrix code dripping down, like 3D, where when they move their head, the thing is behind the wall, like through the beam. They're kind of seeing, and everyone's seeing the same thing.
They're going to burn their retinas out, bro. It's like staring at the sun.
They're not staring at the laser, though. They're looking at the projection on the wall, right? They're not looking. Do not look into the laser. Do not look into the laser. But they're all reporting the same thing, which is crazy. And there's another dude who says that he was looking down like with a microscope or something. I don't even understand this shit, dude. He said that when he got low enough, he was just seeing ones and zeros. Like when he got below the quark, or there was this conversation about looking at things as fine as small as possible, and it all started to break down and look like ones and zeros.
Man, it's when it comes to this, like if the aliens come, if it takes the aliens 400 years to get here and we're talking to them and they're on their way, America gets together. There's no we're not fighting each other no more. The world comes together to come up with tech to fight these people that are coming, because man, they're coming to get us because we're violent by nature. But if you have aliens that are extremely advanced and they can move fast, then Earth is pretty much stuck.
I mean, presumably that's true. Presumably that's true.
Yeah,
right.
But I think
ain't nobody traveling at the speed of light to go anywhere.
But
that's
what if you can travel? What if you can travel like 85% at the speed of light?
That's what I'm saying. That's not even going to happen either, because it's going to take too long. So it's got to be a wormhole of some sort somewhere. There's no way it's just interstellar.
Right. So,
there's no way.
Great point. And if you possess the technology that can create a wormhole or some sort of rift that you can go, interstellar or whatever, that type of technology, I don't think that that species would be violent anymore. There's no need to be violent. But if you are a species that, is still going to take you 500 or 600 years to get to your destination, they might still be violent. So when they get there, it's the difference between, jets and, horses. But,
it's Star Trek shit. It's beam me up. Beam me up. They could beam themselves across the galaxy.
And it's prime directive shit. And it might be people out there and here's my biggest theory, and then we can wind this down. Here's my biggest theory, conspiracy theory. I think that yes, there are aliens out there, and there's a huge, cosmic neighborhood, and maybe there's, intergalaxy wars. And I think the aliens come to Earth when they need warriors. Like, you know what? We're losing this battle over here. Go get me some Earthlings. That's when they come and snatch people up, train us up, because they're like, we're the most violent thing in the universe. Like, all right, we're not going to win this war. Go get the Earthlings. We show up and kill everything we see. You know what I mean? Then they anal probe us and then send us back.
Is that what your book's about that you wouldn't tell me about?
No, that's
you're writing? No, I'm kidding.
No, but I want to write the science fiction book I want to write. It will be along those lines. It's like
it sounds like a book. What you just said to me sounds like a book. It's really funny.
It's like it's this major. We have no idea. We're just walking around dumb, and then they show up like we need 1 million humans.
Well, look, and Cody agrees. He said, yeah, or they come to harvest us as slaves. I mean, same thing, right? Fighting slaves, actual slaves.
Yeah, fighting slaves. Come and do it. Like this species is just, we're like the Klingons, right? In real life, like these things kill. So let's go ahead and send them out. Last resort. Oh, like, look, if y'all really want to go to war, we're gonna go get some Earthlings.
Well, then why is Jason Momoa still here?
Well, maybe he came back. You know what I mean? Like,
how has Arnold Schwarzenegger lasted this long? I mean,
Schwarzenegger's real short.
Chuck Norris.
But that's like my biggest conspiracy theory. As a warrior, as a paratrooper, like they come get humans to go win whatever battle that needs to be won.
I'm glad you have your antenna on for that one. Let's put it that way. Glad you have your antenna on for that one. That's worse than Flat Earth.
No, it's not. It's not.
Flat Earth is more plausible than what you just said.
Is it? I mean, is it?
Uh-huh.
We need the killers, man. Go get the killers. Go get the berserkers, bro.
There's no way we're the most advanced killing things in the solar system. They would just pick up chimpanzees and let them go rip people's fucking faces off.
Yeah, but they can't control the chimpanzees because they'll rip off the faces of the good guys. Like at least Earthlings, you can say, "Oh, we're the good guys. Here's a uniform. Go get those people." Okay, no problem. Here's a laser gun.
They're more advanced. They've got mind control for the chimpanzees. Or they got robots. Come on, bro. They don't want a biological organism. This is crazy. We're choosing not to use biological organisms because we've got weapons that far outstrip anything a human can do. But drones, man. We're just fucking droning people. We're drone bombing people.
But in my theory, there's like this species is so advanced, they don't even understand the concept of war anymore. They come across someone who wants to fight, and they're like, we don't know how to do that. Go get the humans. Like, it's like we're in the backyard. Go get the humans.
I'm not
man.
telling you not to write the book. You should write the book.
Hey, go get the humans, bro. Like, these people tripping, man. Like, hey, if y'all don't look, we're peace. Hey, man, we're peace and love over here, man. Smoke on this cosmic weed, man. Oh, you want to fight? We go get these humans real quick.
Smoke on this cosmic chiba. Chiba.
Yeah, look at that. Even Mandela, like, yeah, I'm on one.
I got him. Look, I brought Mandela around.
Brought Mandela around. Yo,
that's good.
Whatever, man. Me and Cody gonna hold down the solar system, man. We're gonna represent Earth, go out here and kill these bad aliens, man, and come back. So but nah, man. I think that all bullshit aside, I do believe that there is other life out there. There's no way in hell that it's not. And what Cody
was circle, bro. You know what? There's something coming. The government is warning us that there's signals happening right now. Some kind of information is coming to us, and I am anticipating it.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm with that as well. I think that over the past few decades, because in 1950, like Orson Welles, when Orson Welles did that thing when he did his radio broadcast saying that the Martians had landed. And it was a radio show.
Yeah.
And, Americans didn't know. So they went out with their guns and stuff. Like, people got hurt because they really thought the aliens had landed and was taking over Earth.
War of the Worlds.
War of the Worlds. Right now, think about today. Same thing. Like, if actual alien ship landed outside, people wouldn't really trip that much. They kind of be cautious, like, what's going on? And if the alien came out and looked pretty, it's like, hey, we come in peace. What's up, man? You know what I mean? I don't think Americans would want to kill right away. They're open to the idea that, oh, the aliens are here and, they're going to help us kind of thing, which is a far cry from where they were in the 1950s when Orson Welles did his radio show. And that's the programming right there. That's like, we got the masses programmed. They're ready. Yeah. And like what Cody was saying, man, like the Anunnaki thing. Maybe the Anunnaki did come here and did create us to do work for them because the slaves that they had revolted. Like, well, let's make a different slave and let's make this slave, because they talk about our DNA and they'll say there's certain things in our DNA, our genes that have been turned off.
There's something that like flipped at some point. Like, it kind of did something that genes don't do. And yeah, I think that's a pretty interesting one too. That's a pretty one too.
And they say that even science is like, you know what, we can manipulate DNA in a sense that we can send messages to different generations via DNA, like, which is crazy.
I try to understand it all.
They can imprint your DNA so the future people can get this information too. And they're saying that it's crazy. But here's the thing:
CDs? Are they burning the CDs? Is that what they're doing?
It's crazy, man. Like, I was kind of like, why would you want to do that? Like, how does that help? You know what I mean? Hey, come here, DL. I'm gonna put a message on your DNA. Like, so when they dig my bones up in 1,000 years, they get the message. Like, well, I don't.
So weird,
right? But
so weird.
Yeah. Next time we come on, we could talk about the story of the Anunnaki. Maybe the Anunnaki did do this, and maybe
I mean, there's so many. By the way, where are all those bones? You know this about the Smithsonian, apparently. So when they would find these giant human skeletons, which they would find all over the place, bro, by the way, all over the United States, they would find these things. And there's no real skeletons left. They would give them all to the Smithsonian. Now the Smithsonian says that they don't know where they are, that they're like, oh, they're in a wing of whatever that's being renovated, and we can't get to them. And then finally the wing is done, and they're like, oh no, they don't appear to be there. And like, what the hell is this, man? Why are they're hiding everything from us, dude? They're hiding everything from us. It's so frustrating sometimes. I gotta be honest.
Because they don't have the bones anymore, man. Like, the Anunnaki came back, took their bones, man, and left.
Ooh, that's interesting. I didn't think about them taking them. I thought about us being dicks and like hoarding them because we don't want anyone to know that the Anunnaki ever existed.
Now they came back with bones, bro.
Like, the Illuminati want to make sure that, I don't know. That doesn't make much sense. This tinfoil hat's not working anymore. I don't think it's tuning in very well.
Man, you gotta get you another one, bro. Yeah, you gotta tune it in. But and last thing I'll say, we'll shut this down. Marjorie Taylor Greene on Bill Maher show was saying at the end, or in the the overtime portion, she was saying that she believes that aliens are fallen angels. That was her thing. She was like, I believe in God and I believe the angels, like the aliens that we're seeing and all this stuff are fallen angels. And I'm just like, fallen angels, because she believes that, she's
What is a fallen angel, though, according to the Bible? I don't really know anything about that. Isn't there? There's definitely scripture about a fallen angel, right?
Yeah, a bunch of fallen angels. Like,
what does that mean?
Like Satan was a fallen angel. Those are the angels who went against God's word, and they fought God, and then God cast them out of heaven, and they came here to earth, and they say that's why like the Islamic world, Muslims, the women covering themselves up has to do with the fallen angels, because in the Anunnaki, like it goes in, like the stories overlap. Yeah, the stories overlap. That's what we're gonna do. The next time we do this, we're gonna do religious tinfoil hat, because you always hear about angels banging human ladies, and you know what I mean. So, and having babies, and those babies will be like, there was like a race of giants, because it was a angel and human half breed or something like that. Mandriel was talking about that. But my point is, if you say they're fallen angels, like why would a fallen angel need a spaceship?
Exactly. But that doesn't, unless do we find the aliens on the spaceship? Maybe they're separate. Maybe they're two separate things. Right?
Maybe.
If MGT, I gotta give MGT a little shout out, or NTG, right? Maybe they're two separate things. Maybe she's right. Maybe they are fallen. But apparently there's 4 different kinds of aliens too, right? There's like the squirrels and the daywalkers, and there's 4 different very distinct types of aliens that I don't know why I'm forgetting right now. It's annoying.
You got the grays, you got the skinnies, you got the tall ones in Antarctica, you got all
yes,
these
you're 50% there. Yes. Maybe one of them is fallen angels. What about that?
Yeah. And Corey's right though, like all these there's so much overlap between all these civilizations when it comes to this kind of thing, bro. So I mean, it's it
December
is
25th, born of a virgin, all this kind of stuff is pretty
came back to life after 3 days, was hung from a tree or nailed to a cross. Like all these different, it is what it is. Yeah, next time maybe we'll do it. And guys, we'll be a little bit more prepared, because we're just having fun right now. We're trying to figure out how to do this. But next time, let's do a tinfoil hat religious thing. Tinfoil hat religion. Let's kind of look at it and talk about the Dead Sea Scrolls. And they say that that Jesus was an alien. Some people say that.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Next time we come together, man, that's what we're gonna do. Yeah. They say the book of Eli, they said that because Eli's on these different religious texts, and there was some stuff where Eli got into some sort of spaceship and was flying all over the place.
Yeah, there's a whole like missing book of the Bible that they decided not to put in or something, right? Like
it got left out of the canon or whatever, but it's there. It's in the Ethiopian Bible, if I'm not mistaken. Like the book of Eli is a big one. And that ties to Anunnaki stuff. There's a lot of references to Anunnaki. It talks about how the names were kind of messed up, like Amen. When people pray, they all say Amen, but Amen is supposed to be Amen, and not supposed to be the name of one of the Anunnaki. Like, bro, we could get into that. That would be fun.
I'm gonna need to do some studying up first.
Yeah, that would be fun. Just type it in. Yeah, type that shit in. It comes right up. It comes right up. So
do some studying up.
Did you have fun, bro? Was this cool?
It's great. It's great. I tuned into the dark side of the Force. It felt good.
Yeah, man. Join us. Man, I'm telling you, man, you want to be the Sith or you want to be gray. Man, fuck the Jedi. You want to be Sith or you want to be gray. That's what it is. More fun in the dark side, bro.
It seems like it.
And I appreciate you guys. Hey, man, I appreciate y'all rocking out with me. I hope y'all had a good time. This was fun. This was different. Like I said, we're gonna keep doing things. And when New Year gets here, bro, I'm gonna change up the set and continue to push hard like we doing. Joel and I got plans, bro. We're gonna have some fun. He's got some stuff lined up on the red pill side, guys. You're not gonna want to miss. We're gonna be doing stuff like this with the split screen. We're gonna be doing stuff IRL. So we're gonna be on the scene doing things. It's gonna be great. And I told you guys I was Saturday. I was out, did an event with Spoken and Smoke. Will Ghostin, our homeboy Izzy, which is like our editor and audio video guy. He's amazing. I also met through the same group, like through Joel and everybody. And myself, we went to one of the local dealerships where they had a couple former football players there, and they had like a chili contest, and they are the celebrity judges, and we were there shooting. that stuff should be coming out pretty soon. We're ready to drop Spoken and Smoke, which is fun, man, because that's like closer to mainstream. I enjoy doing it. Hanging out with the big guys and rubbing elbows with millionaires and billionaires. So we're gonna, I'm looking forward to that coming out, man. What's up with you, bro? What you gonna do? You gonna start making some noise over here in this YouTube world?
I think so. I'm trying to figure out what to call my channel. It's funny because I was like, oh, I should just call it the big podcast. And then, yeah, that's Shaq. I don't think I can really compete in that space, but we're going to come up with a good name, and then we're going to start doing something. We're going to start doing something for sure. Yeah, no, I appreciate you having me on. It feels so good to be on and to be kicking it. And, we're going to have to do it again. In fact, I'll leak it again. We're going to hopefully do a little show about Dr. Max Butterfield. So if you listen to the show, go check out some Dr. Max Butterfield on Instagram, or I guess he's on TikTok too. This guy is a piece of work. So we'll do a little catch up with him and do some red pill relationship, female male dynamics stuff. And
can they check you out on Instagram? Maybe they got some. Maybe they want to come over, join your Instagram, give you some ideas for some the name of the podcast.
Yeah, man. I'm it's in my name title here. It's at Gigantham. My last name is Bigham, which is spelled Big Ham. So I do Gigantham on Instagram. So there you go. It's right there. At Gigantham is me. Yeah, come shoot me a DM. Let me know what I should name my podcast. In fact, DL and I think that he and I need to get a name for like a relationship series on his podcast, like a little subculture on DL's show. So we need a couple of names. Let's get some ideas.
I'm 100% with that, because y'all know I love that topic, man. And 100%, man. Let's make that happen. And we're gonna shoot it here, guys. So don't be afraid to give us some suggestions, fellas. We got Scam Likely just coming into the building. Scam, we are leaving, man. The
dust is leaving.
Yeah, dust though, man. You got here too late, man. We are.
And I love. Do you think space has a smell? By the way, I love that question. That's really funny.
So, the tinfoil podcast that's taken, by the way. So when you think of these, it's everybody's on YouTube, taken. Bro. It's all taken. You got to come up with something extremely unique. But we appreciate it, man. Thanks for rocking out with us, fellas. We appreciate it. This is fun. You're gonna see us soon. We're gonna do our thing, man. I'm DL Saint. That's JBig. This is That Really Want to Know podcast. We're gonna holler at y'all later, man.
Bye,
peace.
Nothing like I've ever seen. It's just a thing of beauty.
Darn, that's the end.
I really appreciate your time. Thank you for watching my video. And if you don't mind, leave a like or a comment. Either way, it would be amazing. And YouTube thinks you'll like this video or maybe that video. So either way, thanks again. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Peace.